Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit the notification bell to be notified when the next video drops. Please know I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, so please do your own research. I'm just documenting the journey. So with that said, let's jump into today's video. Wealth Mountain has blown past the $2 million mark. That is absolutely phenomenal. And it is clearly on its way to potentially touching $3 million in total value locked. Now, I'd love to hear in the comment section below, do you believe this protocol has what it takes to hit 3 million, 5 million, 10 million, and an upwards of TVL? Or do you believe this is just like every other protocol that has come along? It's here 1 minute and gone the next. Because you will know if you go back and watch my previous videos, when I jumped into this was a degen play. Now, almost 29 days later, I'm wishing I would have jumped in a lot more heavier than just playing around when I originally found Wealth Mountain. But I can't go back and change anything. The only thing I can do is learn from that particular mistake, and it really was a mistake, and move forward. But one of the reasons I believe that we've seen this protocol do what it's been able to do in such a short time is because what they have said they were going to do, they have done. See, oftentimes in this space, there's a lot of talk, but not a lot of action. And I know you hear what I'm talking about. But when they talked about adding particular, aspects to this protocol or transparency, and then they delivered on that, that speaks volumes in this space. Now, we'll look over here at this portfolio dashboard, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. You can actually go in and see where this TVL is, and you will notice most of it's locked up right here in this Binance BUSD side. Now, all of these are stables, and the reason why I believe, one of the reasons is because the market is so unpredictable right now, and either there are those that have completely jumped out of the market, or there are those that have liquidated assets into a more stable coin and are looking for safer alternatives to build the bag until we see another bull market. But you'll go through here, and I really appreciate the transparency. Hats off to the Wealth Mountain crew, because you see, the treasury value. You see the different, the TVL. You see exactly where you can track the holdings. You see an actual progression list, and that really just boils down to accountability. They put it out there, we didn't, okay? So if they're gonna put it out there, they're really holding themselves up to a standard that we, the investor, can hold them to. And that's amazing. I haven't seen that a lot in this space. We can also come down here to actually look at the portfolio distribution, where the TVL is actually being placed as we invest and as this protocol continues to build. We can also see that right around this August, we can see this thing has just been on an upward projection. I mean, like a missile that's been fired off. And I don't see any signs of this slowing down. I mean, we can just see here, there's been just pretty much, some spikes, but pretty much this has been consistent for the last month. You got the launchpad qualifications and monitoring. And this is, the active investments in the positions. This is what I'm talking about, guys. And you're going to notice here, a lot of this is stuff that we are already in, but they've taken the capital and they have placed it in these particular projects to be able to not just rely on new money coming in, even though that's crucial, but they're also able to build up the portfolio with that capital. So you'll see here exactly where it all is and how much it is. I mean, guys, what more can you expect, okay? And you'll notice here, a lot of it is things that many of us are already in. I mean, this is actually mind-blowing when you think about it, okay? Guys, I mean, what more can we ask for? And I've seen since the last video, they've updated, Stable Fund, I believe, and then Furio. So, guys, really amazing. Many of you have asked exactly how to jump in. And I know, you could go back and watch my videos, but I just want to do just a brief recap. Please go through the frequently asked questions. I'm not time doesn't allow me to go through that today, but do your own research. Crypto is a solo sport, meaning you've got to actively know where you are putting your bag so that you take full responsibility. And if something was to go south, you're not blaming some YouTuber. See, when I made my initial investment into this protocol, I considered it gone. In other words, if it never paid me back what I put in, then I was okay with it. I already purposed in my heart. So many people are putting, their last bit of, cheese in these protocols, and then they're, freaking out when things don't go as planned. Guys, that is never a good investment model. You've got to eliminate the emotional side of the FOMO aspect of it and just use clear emotional intelligence. Do I get in? Is the reward greater than the risk? Then if so, I jump in with risk capital. But if the risk, I'm not feeling good about it, there's a lot of chatter, then if that's greater than the reward, then I sit back and I watch somebody else ROI or get wrecked. It's really that simple. But if you do have some stable coins, okay, and it is risk capital, then this is what you do. You'd enter the DApp, you choose whatever particular, whatever you want to choose. I'm on the BUSD side. So you would come right over here to enter stake. You'd enter the amount. Let's say you threw in $100 like I did, okay? And, you got to understand, once you make that first deposit, 10% of it's coming out. It's gone, okay? You're never going to get that 10% back, okay? So when I threw in $100, $90 is what being used to actively earn day by day, okay? So you got to understand that. Don't freak out when 10% just goes, okay? That's like all these protocols. They've got to have some fees in there to be able to run these kind of operations, okay? But you can actually then come down here once you enter it in, approve it, stake it. Then you can actually come down here and actually see how many days do I got to have this in here before I ROI. Now, mind you, I put $100 in. There's $90. Now let's go to I'm on day 29. So that would be $52.20 that I would have earned off that $90 in about 29 days, guys. And at that point, I'm making 2%. Now I'm getting ready to cross the 30-day threshold. From that point, I'm moving to 3%. Now I would have earned $83.70. Guys, this is absolutely phenomenal. Now check this out. Once you get to day 51, you're earning 5% a day. Now guys, you've got to do your own due diligence and say, where do I feel comfortable? Maybe it's just 10 days. Okay, then I'm withdrawing. Then you got to understand I've got, some fees involved from withdrawing. Maybe it's 20 days. Maybe it's 30 days. Maybe you're going to let this thing ride for 50 days. I can't answer that question. Only you can. That's where you got to do your research, okay? But whenever that is, then that initial deposit that you made right here, it's still there, okay? And we'll see here on the platform statistics, out of, close to, $1.75 million, okay? How much has actually been pulled out? $26,629.40. That means most of it is still in there. That means the people that jumped in, they trust this, okay? Now, if they were to all make a phone call to each other on one day and say, hey guys, it's time to get the heck out of here, then I don't know exactly if the platform could hold up. And those are some of the things that you have to think about when you jump in. But out of that 3,600 plus, investors, very few have pulled out any capital, okay? So that's a good sign, okay? And you need to check that daily or, whenever you look at your portfolio. Be active manager of your portfolio. Then you could go over here to current stakes and yield, and you can actually see here. Now, I actually thank you guys, first of all, so much that have actually even used my referral. It shows that I'm providing some sense of value, if nothing else, some entertainment along the way. But I actually took some of those earnings and restaked it because I wanted to see what actually does it do. Does it add it to the 90? No, really what it does, you'll see here on my $100, which ended up being $90. I'm about almost 29 days in. I'm at 2%. And you can see here, the unstaked fee right now is at 5%. Now on that $3.24, again, nothing to do backflips over. I don't even think that would buy you, a Happy Meal at McDonald's. But I did it more for, just to kind of see what happens. It actually starts a brand new stake, okay? Now if I was to unstake it now, it'd be 10%, okay? So you got to do the math on it too to see when does it make sense to actually pull out. But another thing you could do, and guys, these are just some suggestions, is whenever you feel like it's time to collect, you hit the collect, And maybe you're on 2%, 3%, or even 5%. What happens once you collect this profit is it just resets it back to 1%. Guys, where can you go and still get 1% a day? I mean, we're fighting over, I've got to have 5% a day. Well, shoot, maybe you just want to collect daily. Then it would just be 1% a day. Guys, that's the beauty of this protocol. You choose where your comfort level is, okay? And you go from there. Now, mind you, when you collect or when you compound, it's going to reset it back to 1% a day. So you've got to think about, when do I pull the trigger on this? If I was to unstake this amount, it's going to reset all of this. So, again, those are some of the things that you want to think about, before jumping fully in on that. But again, they got the earning calculator wherever you are with that. So guys, that's it in a nutshell, okay? Wealth Mountain, it's hit over 2 million. It's clearly on its way to $3 million. Will it hit it? I wish I had a crystal ball and I could tell you with absolute certainty it will hit $3 million, but I just can't. What I will say is, more and more people are getting their eyes on this project. More and more, YouTubers are doing videos like this. I mean, this wasn't, attracted to do a video right when it launched, okay? Because nobody wants to step out there on the deep end of the pool if something was to go wrong, because everybody's been so skittish in this space. Guys, this is just where we gotta use our gut and follow our heart, and if it makes sense, we go all in, okay? We're not responsible for anybody else. I'm documenting my journey. I'm sharing my journey with you as you come along with me on the way. There is no obligation for you to jump in and do what I do. You could just watch, okay? But there's others out there that are on the fence that just want somebody else to maybe make the plunge first and dip their toes in the water, and I'm just reporting back to you my experience so far. And I could shoot this video, I could upload it, and all of a sudden by tomorrow the protocol is no more. Is that a probability? Well, yeah, it is a probability. Is it likely? No, because again, there's been transparency. There's clearly, people that believe in the project, okay? And that, as long as these projects can go, that's what everybody's after. They're looking for multiple streams of income. They're looking for a consistent passive payout every single day. And that's where we all have to work together. That's why, these kind of videos and updates are so important, because it helps the community stay focused on the ultimate end goal. And again, we can only do from our side, this right here, what I'm talking about. We have to trust the devs. We have to trust those that are actively involved with the mechanics of the project, that they're operating with integrity. And, we can't answer that. We can do our due diligence and we can look at what they've done so far, but at the end of the day, we don't know if someday something may happen. They just may decide to do something. I don't know, okay? So that's the element of risk, but without risk, there's no reward, guys. So look, I'm going to have my referral below. If you want to jump in, guys, I'd be honored to have you jump in. If you want to sit back and just continue to observe, I'd be honored just to have you continue watch, okay? So if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. By the way, I started a brand new Telegram to kind of build a greater sense of community, okay? If you haven't already jumped into that, please do so, okay? And let's see what happened in the coming days. But so far, I'm loving Wealth Mountain. And until we talk again, have an amazing day.